Basketball Podcast, also known as M.O.B Podcast, episode 72. I'm Evan.
And I'm Ja.
This is our basketball podcast where we recap, break down, and analyze players and teams from the previous games from the previous day. I'll do this Saturday morning, Ja. Early morning.
I'm chilling. I'm chilling, regular. Nothing to really complain about.
That's good. I have to upload this early because of the game that is happening in a few hours. Early 2 o'clock game in the afternoon, which we will get to later on. But as for today, I hope everyone's having a good day. I hope everyone will have a good day. It is Saturday, start of the weekend. So like I always say, enjoy it while it lasts because you will need this.
Yep.
Time to relax or whatever. As for last night, there were a few NBA games. A lot of them were actually entertaining and fun to watch. So let's get into it. First, starting off with one of the more fun and entertaining games of the night, featuring the Denver Nuggets and the Memphis Grizzlies. And this was a back and forth affair for both teams. Really good, really exciting young teams to watch. In terms of this, also very important for the Western Conference standings. So they had to play hard.
Yeah.
And like I said, back and forth, Ja Morant played a great game. Jokic and Murray as well, like they've been doing for the season. Will Barton stepped up big for the Nuggets, especially in that second half. That's what they needed. And Nuggets found themselves up by 1, and the Grizzlies, Ja Morant ran to the hole with a controversial no call, missed his layup, and as a result, the Nuggets win this game by 1 point. Before the breakdown of the game, do you think that was a foul call? Or do you think that a foul should have been called, I should say?
Well, there was a lot of contact on the play, but you need to understand in situations like those, last second opportunities and everything, it's either 50-50 when it comes to the ref. They're either going to play it out, or if they feel like it's something obvious or something that could be deemed to be close to being a foul, they may give you it. But they usually make these things play out at times, especially in the playoffs. But yeah, this is regular season. But I feel like
year. They did not do that last year.
You're right. They did not do that last year. But do I feel like it should have been a foul call? Yes, I felt like it should have been a foul call. There was a lot of contact.
I feel like it should have been a foul call. I was watching it. I was replaying it over and over to see. And I think from...
Well, no, go on. I'm sorry. My bad. Go on.
Good. I think from the angle, it seemed like Jokic might have hit his elbow. I might have came in contact with his elbow. But to me, I like no calls. It's bang bang call or whatever in a close situation. In a late game situation, I feel like I don't think you should call that at that moment. I don't think it was that clear and obvious. It was contact, yes, but a lot of the contact was on Ja initiating it, going to the paint, attacking Jokic.
Yeah.
So to me personally, that's just me. I like the no call.
Well, hey, look, if Stephen Curry could get a foul call, elbowing somebody in the eye, then I'm just saying. But hey, I can respect that. I can understand what you're saying. But outside of that, let's give credit. Because yes, Memphis had a great opportunity, thanks because of a block from Brandon Clark on Jokic, I believe, when he had an opportunity to ice the game on the other floor before, because he did make the shot to even put them up, I believe, or they were already up they were already up or tied. I don't remember, but I do remember Jokic did make a shot to give them the lead. And then Brandon Clark, then Memphis tried to convert, I believe converted on the other end, down by 1. Brandon Clark, big block, and then it led to Ja Morant having the opportunity to even get a game-winning layup. So, but it went the Nuggets' way, and good job by the Nuggets, and great fight by the Grizzlies.
Yeah, great fight by this Grizzlies team, as they have been accustomed to doing this entire year. But nonetheless, a good win by the Nuggets, who have been playing great basketball as of late, going back before the All-Star break.
Yep.
All right. From a team that's been playing great basketball to two teams that have haven't been playing great basketball. The Pacers and the Lakers, which is the second game of the doubleheader. Sabonis and Brogdon, LeBron, and Kuzma. And the Lakers really needed something going on because that man behind me, next to LeBron, Anthony Davis, it was, I think, revealed that he will need more time off as injury is taking longer than expected. I think he will be reevaluated again in 2 weeks. For me personally, good for him. You need to take all the time you need, take all the rest you need. No need to rush him back. Lakers ain't in that much danger to drop out of the playoffs.
Exactly.
So I'm fine with that. But as for the game with the Lakers and the Pacers, a good back and forth game. Brock and Michael Brogdon had it going, especially in that first half. 23 points in that first half. The Lakers really had no answer for him, but the Lakers still remained in the game. In the second half, a lot of fight, a lot of gritty, a lot of good defense, especially by the Lakers, which they were really trailing throughout the entirety of the game. Not by much, but they were trailing for the most part of the game.
Yeah.
And in that fourth quarter, and Kuzma really stepped up for the Lakers, especially in that fourth quarter. He was hitting big shots. He was getting rebounds. He was doing it all, everything that they needed him. He filled the void that they needed in terms of the little things and in the scoring.
Yeah.
And it came down to the wire. The Lakers had got, because of that, because of Kuzma and because of the Lakers play and because of their defense, they got out in front, out ahead. Even though the Pacers had a chance, a big defensive play by Miles Turner on Kuzma, and they were down by 3. And they had an opportunity to either, get a 3, make a 3, but a timeout was called, which I don't really like, but I'll get into it in a second. A timeout was called. They tried to draw up a play. And then an inbound pass was stolen by KCP. And that pretty much sealed the deal for the Lakers as they was able to topple this Pacers team. I'll go first with my analysis, as I said. Fast forwarding to that fourth quarter, I don't agree with that timeout call. I feel like we have things in motion. You don't want the Lakers to get set. They were scrambling, trying to see trying to pick a man, trying to stay on and guard 3-point line. It was all in the Pacers' court. I don't agree with that timeout whatsoever. I think that TJ McConnell could have shot the 3. I think Sabonis had a good look. He had an open look by the time they called timeout. And I think you see he had frustration after the timeout was called.
Yeah.
Because there was no need for that. Just, take the shot.
Exactly.
Now, yes, you can tell timeout and set up a play, but now you're giving them time to
make a defensive strategy.
Yeah, make a defensive strategy and stop the inbounds pass, which they did. It was great defense on that inbounds pass, and KCP still in the ball. So I don't agree with that. And also the Pacers, especially with these games in the past week and a half or so, they have really, really struggled down the stretch to maintain a lead or stay in the game.
Yeah.
It has happened over and over. I mean, this is the reason why the Pacers, like just a week and a half ago or like 2 weeks ago, they was just 4th in the East. And now, I think they're in the playing game because of how they're playing. Yeah, they're 10th.
And that Eastern Conference is tight, man. You can't give up games.
Yes, it's so tight that the 11th Bulls are the same amount of games back as the Pacers. So I've been really disappointed at how the Pacers are playing. Brogdon's still doing this thing, and Sabonis is doing this thing, but defensively sometimes they crumble. Offensively, they make really ridiculous mistakes. And like I said, just like their fourth quarter play, especially late game, is really not good at all.
Yeah. It showed this game. And you got to give a lot of credit to, again, the Lakers, even though they're not the most talented team in the league in terms of communication, chemistry, and just togetherness and willingness. They're one of the best they're one of the best teams in the league. Not the most talented, but one of the best teams, and that's all because of Braun's leadership and getting everybody involved and making sure everybody knows their role. And you saw down the stretch, they went on a big run. They went on a big run. Meanwhile, the Pacers couldn't get anything really going in that fourth quarter, and the Lakers just was able to take it away from them. And obviously, of course, mainly because of Kuzma too, who came up with shot after shot after shot, doing it on both ends, especially in the rebounding category. Also, it was just amazing. But the Pacers just these are games that you need against, especially powerhouses like this. You need games like this. You need to come out to prove a statement. And now they're probably in a slump right now that they need to get out of. And it's not good that you're having the slump at the second half of the season.
Yeah, it's not good at all. Hopefully, it could turn it around because they are better than what they have been playing and what their record shows. But yeah, credit to the Lakers. Great team play, great play by Kuzma, who's I feel like really found his role this year, much so than he did last year. He's really starting to get better in terms of doing everything else besides just scoring. Off
Yeah,
ball offense, his defensive play, his rebounding has really helped this team a
yeah,
lot. So I got to give credit to Kuzma for that because he takes a lot of criticism because of how he isn't what he used to be,
yeah,
and now he's changing because of how this team is, and he's benefiting the team
yeah.
because of how he is playing. So yeah, credit to Kuzma and credit to the Lakers for taking this win. Also, hope Caruso is okay because he took a
Yeah,
big bump, hitting his head
on the
on the
floor.
on the floor
Yeah.
in that second quarter. I believe it was third quarter.
It was the second quarter. It was
Yeah.
the second quarter.
Yep. As a result, it was the defending champions Lakers toppling the Pacers. All right. A lot of news and a lot of games within the news around the league from last night. So anything that you would like to talk about first? Anything that you would like to go over first?
I would like to go with the Heat versus Bulls, Chicago Bulls game. This was a really good game. More of this was like compared to how the NBA is today. This was more of a low scoring game, if you look at it. But both teams played well and they played really competitively. But I just want to give it up, man. Look at Jimmy Butler had a great game, but the highlight of the night was Goran Dragic. 25 on the night. Majority of his points came in that fourth quarter, and he helped the Heat go on that run down the stretch in order to even win the game. Mainly because of him, his ability to be crafty, just find way to get buckets around the rim and everything. Just hit him shot after shot. It was just amazing, and he's the main reason why the Heat was able to get this win.
Yeah, you see what the Heat can do. Really, ever since really they started to get healthy, and they wasn't even really healthy for last night because Bam wasn't playing.
Yeah,
But yeah, when they have their stars going, it's hard to stop them.
exactly.
So yeah, I'll just leave it at that. Great win by the Heat team. All right. Any other game that you would like to speak on?
Another game I like to speak on is the Red Hot Jazz versus like the now. Well, I'm not even gonna bring it up.
No, 14 currently, or from last night, 14 game losing streak,
Yep,
Houston Rockets.
14 game losing streak, Houston Rockets. But let's be honest. Utah had the had this game for had had this lead for majority of the game. They were basically up by like 20 plus for majority of the game. But yet, give a lot of credit to this Houston team. They really fought back mainly because of the fact of somebody who they got in the middle of the season, who they even though they sent to the G League, they brought him back, and
He's
that is
back up. He's back up. Kevin Porter Jr.
Kevin Porter Jr. He's back in the league now after being in the G League for so long, and you could basically see the G League. We all know that he was an NBA talent. Obviously, he didn't belong in the G League, but you can see how much the G League did wonders for his game. You can see how more poised, how much under control he is, his ability to do what he could do on the offensive end. And you can see that he had 27 on the night. it was just amazing with the way that he was doing it. He was scoring at will, taking his time, creating his own shot, putting the ball down on the floor, trying to get others involved. And as a result, you can see that he just looks like he's moving in a better direction. But he's the main reason why Houston was able to, along with others like Jayshawn Tate and Sterling Brown, they were the reasons to why they was even able to bring this, went from being down by 23 to being into single digit points as a deficit. But again, you're going against a red hot Utah Jazz team who is really hard to stop, and basically the Jazz just run away with it after a while. So Utah wins, and now their streak goes to 0-15.
Yep. The Houston Rockets have now lost 15 straight. Hopefully, they need that man back as soon as possible, because a lot of their losses are mainly just due to injury. They've probably been the most injury-riddled team this entire year.
Yeah.
John Wall's been in and out of the lineup. Victor Oladipo, who they acquired through the Harden trade, is in and out of the lineup. Christian Wood has been out for a while now. Eric Gordon is now out for 4 to 6 weeks, as announced last night. So it doesn't get good. It really it's not good for the Rockets. You see why they needed to bring up Kevin Porter Jr. from the G League. They need players.
Yeah, they do.
And a quick note about Kevin Porter Jr. Last night wasn't even his first game back. First game back was against Sacramento 2 nights ago, in which he had a double-double. But I mean, they lost badly. So
yeah.
But yeah, great fight, great heart in the Houston team playing through all this. But nonetheless, it is the Jazz taking the win.
Yeah.
Speaking of injuries, let's talk about someone who did return from injury. Man in Cleveland, former NBA champion and former All-Star, Kevin Love is back playing basketball once again. It is good to finally see him play again. I feel like I haven't seen him play since LeBron was on the team.
the last time I remember he played was when he nearly got dunked on by Ja. I'm just being honest. That's the last time I heard about him. That's the last time I heard about him. What you want me to say?
It's been a while. And Kevin Love,
minute.
it's been a while, but he's back. I'm glad to see him back. I always love watching Kevin Love play. When he's healthy, he's a beast. He once was one of the best power forwards in the NBA.
Yes.
So he's a rebounding machine. He can shoot. He's a great player to have. Unluckily, he sacrificed a lot, especially for that championship team in Cleveland with Kyrie and LeBron. Unfortunately for him, he still plays in Cleveland. And they're not good. And even though he returned, and also Larry Nance Jr. returned from his injury as well, they still got blown out by New Orleans. But yeah, just a quick note about Kevin Love getting back. On bad news, I guess, or more sad news, I guess, in terms of injury market, Joel Embiid did get hurt last night in the game against Washington after a dunk. You can pull it up. After the dunk, he did land awkwardly on his leg. He did not return. There will be an MRI today, I believe.
Yeah.
To see what the cause of injury. Good thing about that was that he was able to walk off the court on his own. A stretcher was pulled out, and his teammates were there to help if needed. But he was able to walk out, stand on his own feet, and walk away, which is good. But that just hurts a lot. That hurts a lot. Not only for the league, not only for him, but his team. I mean, the Sixers have the best record in the East. They have been playing the best basketball they have since AI. Like, let's say it. And he is the main catalyst. He is an MVP candidate. A lot of people have him as front runner for the MVP if the season was to end now. He's arguably the best center in the league. Him and Jokic have been battling for that past like few years now.
Yeah.
He's a dominant player, and that just sucks. That's been a target for him a lot of his career, going back to early
Yep.
in his career. He was out for injury. Now he's out again. We'll see how long. Hopefully, it's not long because we need to see him back playing basketball at the level he's playing basketball. And the Sixers really need him back playing basketball.
Yeah. You basically said it all right there. He's been dealing with health issues before he came into the league since he was in Kansas. So, his even though as a recent, well, I can't even say as a recently, even though it hasn't felt like it, he has a big injury history. Even though it don't feel like it, you see him play, it don't feel like it, but he has had a big injury history, and you got to be wise and aware with guys of his size who has been through situations like this before, because they're the ones with the main health issue.
Yeah. So prayers up for Embiid. Hopefully, it is nothing severe, and we'll give you updates on when he will return to action. And by the way, they did end up blowing out the Wizards, so they still got the win.
Is that a shock? I'm just saying.
You didn't need to go there. You didn't need to say that. There was no need for that.
No disrespect, Bradley Beal or Westbrook, but come on now.
Now they play for the team. That's disrespect. Say disrespect. Say sorry.
No
Disrespect.
disrespect, but it's disrespect. No disrespect, but it's disrespect. There we go.
All right. Other news around the league. There was a trade by OKC and the Pistons. OKC traded Hamidou Diallo, their young shooting guard, to the Pistons for a guy named Savi. I think that's how you say it.
Yeah, just say Savi.
Savi and a 2027 second round pick. The Thunder getting another draft pick for the future. I mean, I don't know what to really say. Maybe Hamidou can find success in Detroit.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yep. But all right. All right. It is prediction time for tonight's Saturday game, so let's get into it first. Starting off with the afternoon game, which is the reason why for this earlier upload. It is the New York Knicks and primetime NBA TV going up against the OKC, Oklahoma City Thunder. Who you got?
I got the Knicks.
Got the Knicks as well. Fast forwarding to the night, 7 o'clock. It's the Raptors against the Hornets. Who you got?
Hornets.
Raptors. The second primetime game of the day, 7 o'clock. It is the Detroit Pistons going up against the Brooklyn Nets.
Brooklyn Nets.
The Bucks or the Wizards?
Bucks.
The Hawks or the Kings?
Repeat the team first again. Sorry.
Sacramento Kings with De'Aaron Fox going up against the Atlanta Hawks with Trae Young.
Kings. Sorry.
You're saying it easy like the Kings don't have the worst record, but I got the Hawks. The Trailblazers or the Timberwolves?
Blazers.
The Pacers or the Suns, and it is looking like Karis LeVert will return from injury. Glad to see it after his cancer surgery was successful. He will be back playing for the Pacers tonight against the Suns. So good news for Pacers fans. Hopefully he can bring them out that slump. But yeah, who you got?
He could come back whenever he wants. I got the Suns.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with you. I got the Suns. And lastly, the last primetime game of the day, 10 o'clock. It is the Dallas Mavericks, led by Luka and Porzingis, going up against the Denver Nuggets, led by Jokic and Murray.
I got the Mavericks. But it will be a really good duel between Jokic, Murray versus Porzingis and Doncic.
Yep, but I got the Nuggets. But all right, I think it's time to wrap things up. Any final thoughts?
Look, you said the Kings got the last record in the West, right? Or close to having the last record in the West, right?
No, I said the Kings have a worse record than the Hawks.
Or they got a worse record than the Hawks. It don't matter because you know why? Trae Young shot less threes, made less threes than Lonzo Ball.
Like, there's a stat for everything.
Yeah, exactly. You see what I say? Casuals are gonna run wild with that. They're gonna run wild with that stat. Trust me.
Do you think that stat holds up? Do you think that stat has value?
Hell no. That stat has no kind of value.
Yeah, why you say that?
We all know at the end of the day, Stephen Curry could shoot 35% from the field while somebody else could shoot 50% from the 3-point field while somebody else shoot 50% from the 3-point field. That doesn't mean that Stephen Curry is not the greatest shooter of all time. That does not put them over Steph Curry. That's why it don't make no sense. That should tell you.
But stats don't lie.
Trust me, eye tests don't lie either.
All right. What you said?
I said good night, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, with that being said, thank you guys for watching today's pod. Make sure to tune into tomorrow's podcast. Wait, just give me a second because I think tomorrow will also be an early upload too at 11 due to the afternoon game. So be there 11 o'clock instead of 12. So like I said, make sure you
like, share, and subscribe.
Yeah, make sure you like, share, and subscribe.
And also follow IG down in the description below.
And once again, I'm Evan.
I'm Ja.
And this was the Mind of Basketball Podcast.